When you clean your house to make it perfect for your cat, do you actually know what you are doing to them? Yes, it looks spotless and smells amazing, but behind that fresh citrus scent, there is an invisible stress that most owners completely miss. You might think your cat loves a perfectly hygienic home just as much, and if you misunderstand this hidden danger, you could be accidentally destroying the very trust you have spent years building with your feline best friend without even realizing it. They rely on their environment to feel secure. Changing it too drastically can make them feel like a stranger. You could be missing their subtle cries for help every day. It is time to look at your cleaning habits from their perspective. Let us start with what that fresh pine smell really means to their highly sensitive nose. 1. It was never about being antisocial. You plug in a new essential oil diffuser or mop the floor with pine cleaner, and suddenly your cat leaves the room entirely. You might watch them walk away and think they just want to be alone for a while. You assume they are just being an independent and distant pet. They do not. The truth is something entirely different. Their sense of smell is 14 times stronger than yours. What smells like a mild lemon breeze to you feels like a chemical storm. Volatile organic compounds from artificial fragrances do not just smell strong to them. Animal behaviorists explain that these chemicals actually cause physical discomfort in their tiny upper respiratory tract. They are not walking away because they are tired of your company. They are leaving because their delicate sensory system is completely overwhelmed and they need immediate relief. This breaks their heart just as much as yours. If they could put it into words, it would sound like this. I want to be near you right now. I really do want to sit on your lap. But the air in this room hurts my nose and I cannot breathe safely. Please turn that strong smell off. And by the way, if your cat ever acts distant right after you clean, do not brush it off. We will get into what that really means at the end. 2. The invisible wall you built between you and them. You take a shower and cover yourself in strong perfumes or lotions, thinking you smell absolutely great for the day. But your cat approaches you, gives your hand a quick sniff, and then quickly backs away with a strange look on their face. That is not them judging your taste. Cats actually rely on a special tool called the Jacobson organ to process complex scents in their environment. It helps them read the story of who you really are. Heavy artificial chemicals and strong floral lotions completely overload this tiny organ. It effectively makes them nose blind to all the subtle, natural scents they desperately want. They are not backing away because they do not love you. They are backing away because you have completely masked the safe, natural scent they rely on daily. This creates a heartbreaking, invisible wall between you and your cat. If they could look up and speak to you right now, it would sound a lot like this. Your real scent is completely hidden behind this loud chemical smell. I cannot read your invisible signals, and I honestly do not know who you are right now. Please wash this strong smell off your skin so I can finally find my favorite human again. I just want to feel safe when I sit in your lap. If you are realizing you might have made some of these indoor cat mistakes, hit like and subscribe so we can reach more owners who want to do right. 3. Why they hide in your dirty laundry. Have you ever noticed your cat completely ignoring their expensive clean bed just to sleep on your sweaty gym shirt? You might look at them buried in your laundry basket and think they are just being completely weird and gross. They are not doing this to annoy you. Researchers at Oregon State University have shown something fascinating about this. They discovered that cats form incredibly deep emotional attachments based entirely on long-term olfactory memory. Your unwashed clothes are heavily soaked in your unique, natural scent. To their sensitive nose, your dirty laundry smells like comfort, security, and the feeling of being completely protected. When the rest of your home suddenly smells like harsh floor cleaners and strong detergents, that messy laundry basket essentially becomes an emotional life raft for your cat. They climb into your shirts because they are desperate for familiar territory. If they could explain this strange sleeping habit to you, it would sound something like this. The rest of the house smells sharp and scary right now. This pile of shirts is the very last place that still smells like my warm and safe family. Please do not wash these clothes just yet. I really need to sleep here until all those scary, sharp smells in the living room finally fade away completely. 4. The punishment of a perfectly clean floor. You thoroughly scrub the baseboards and heavily wash the corners of the walls to keep everything perfectly hygienic and safe. 4. The punishment of a perfectly clean floor. You thoroughly scrub the baseboards and heavily wash the corners of the walls to keep everything perfectly hygienic and safe. You truly think you are being a great owner by providing a spotless environment. But to your cat, you just burn down their carefully drawn map of safety. Cats constantly rub their furry cheeks on your furniture and doorways to leave behind special facial pheromones. These marks act like completely invisible and comforting sticky notes. Those tiny chemical notes quietly say, "This specific area is safe, and I belong here." But then you wipe them all away with strong bleach or chemical cleaners. By doing that, you essentially erase their entire sense of security in a single instant. They wake up and find all their important safe marks totally gone. That perfectly scrubbed living room floor does not feel pleasantly clean to them. It feels like waking up in a completely unfamiliar house where they do not belong. If they could look up from that spotless floor and speak directly to you, it would sound like this. "My comforting safe marks are completely gone today. I cannot find any of the reassuring invisible signs that tell me I live here. I honestly feel like a complete stranger in my own home right now." 5. The truth behind the sudden bites. Sometimes you casually sit down in your freshly clean living room and warmly reach out to pet your cat very gently. And almost out of nowhere, they suddenly swat at your hand or aggressively bite you. You might immediately think they are just being mean or unpredictable today. They are definitely not. Living in an indoor environment completely stripped of their comforting pheromones and flooded with harsh artificial scents causes severe, chronic, low-level stress. This constant sensory overload puts their tiny and sensitive nervous system on extreme high alert all day. They are not actually angry at you for touching them. Your gentle hand reaching out is simply the breaking point for a little feline brain that is already totally exhausted from processing all those overwhelming artificial smells. When they suddenly bite or aggressively swat at you, they are just desperately begging for a sensory break. If they could explain this sudden aggressive behavior to you, it would sound exactly like this. "My delicate senses are absolutely screaming at me right now. I am way too overwhelmed to be touched or comfortably held today." So the next time they react aggressively after you clean, please do not punish them. They simply need a quiet, safe space to let their tired senses recover. 6. Rebuilding the pack scent. This is the exact moment I promised to explain at the very beginning, and it is something every cat owner really needs to understand. Why does a perfectly spotless house make your cat suddenly less affectionate towards you? The answer actually goes back thousands of years to their wild feline ancestors. In the wild, cats living in a close family group constantly rub against each other to create a very specific, shared communal scent through a process called allo-rubbing. That specific shared scent is the ultimate invisible security blanket. It is the only thing that truly tells them they belong together with their beloved family members. When you aggressively scrub the house and use heavy artificial fragrances, you completely destroy that communal scent profile. You wipe away the very thing holding your bond together. Without realizing it, you accidentally tell them that they no longer belong to your family pack. But thankfully, you can easily fix this broken bond starting today. First, stop using harsh essential oils or strong chemical sprays in the living spaces where your feline best friend spends most of their time relaxing. Switch to unscented, natural pet-safe cleaners whenever possible. This simple and cheap change will immediately lower their daily stress levels and help them breathe much easier. And most importantly, let them patiently rub their furry cheeks all over your wooden furniture and your hands just as often as they possibly want to. When they do this, they are not just being itchy or weird. They are literally trying to write their family name right next to yours on the wall. Every single time they gently press their head against your shin, they are proudly claiming you as their absolute favorite and safest family member in the world. Because to you, taking an hour on a Sunday afternoon to deeply wipe down the floors and spray some fresh perfume is just keeping a nice clean house. But to them, this small, confined indoor space is their entire universe. They do not have the outside world, so they rely entirely on this home to feel secure. And in that tiny universe, your messy, unwashed, completely natural human scent is the only thing that truly makes them feel like they are safely at home.